Mark, the defense really clamped down after that first quarter. Were there any tactical things that you guys did differently second through fourth, or did you guys just do it better, basically?
I thought the tone to start the second quarter was really good by the group that started off there. We just were a little flat early, and then amped it up pretty good, and then a lot of switching. You know, we downsized and were able to switch them, and it stopped their driving kick, and they just weren't able to start the blender as much as they were against our coverage. We didn't do it exclusively, but that was a huge key for us defensively.
And then you all had really great balance offensively. Is a lot of that downstream from what you were talking about defensively, just kind of pulling the ball off the rim after so many misses and getting out and playmaking for each other?
Yeah, I thought there were a couple moments where, you know, I wouldn't call it sticky, but I just thought we didn't make the early play in transition. I thought, you know, we had a lot of opportunities tonight to do that, but when we did, we got really, really good stuff, and the game was fun when we did that. So we did it enough, obviously, to have a really good offensive night, but definitely had to course correct a couple things during the course of the game.
We talked pregame about how not everybody's guarding Josh the same way. They did it a little bit early with Claxton and had him back. I just wonder how you thought about the way he responded and also the way he shot the ball. It seemed pretty confident.
Yeah, I thought the guys did a good job of finding him. There was that play, we were on a different action, and Jalen just snapped it to him in the second half, early in the third. So I think it's powerful when, you know, your teammate gives you confidence by just throwing you the ball in that situation. He obviously stepped into those with confidence. I thought we handled it pretty well. I mean, it's now multiple times that we've seen that, so it's not unfamiliar to us. And we just continue to grow. You know, it's just another attack that we have to have.
And what did you think just of his general, just his floor game, and kind of, it seems like an extension of the way he's been playing recently?
Yeah, he's played well, and I thought his defensive intensity tonight was particularly good. I thought he was pretty locked in on that end of the floor. This is a team that requires hot closeouts. You got to go out and play those guys, and I thought he did a good job of that. He caught himself on some switches against their primary guys and did a good job of, you know, in terms of those assignments. So I thought he played a very complete game.
Mark, thinking back to the next game earlier in the week, it seems like there's something wrong with the way Jalen has started fourth quarters. I wonder if you've seen something there and what's maybe worked for him.
I mean, all I can go to is he's playing with a great deal of confidence and aggression on that end of the floor. You know, I think when we look at development, you know, we think about like younger players or players that are playing lesser roles or rookies, but I mean, he's obviously a very impactful player already, but he's still developing large parts of his game, and you know, so I think you're seeing some of that growth, and we'll see some regression at some point too, as you know, defenses adjust to him or as he goes through the natural ups and downs. But he's definitely playing with a lot of swagger right now.
Yeah, and I don't have the number on my head down to the decimal, but I think you guys are 5 points better in the third quarter than just overall. Just what's worked down the stretch in the third, just from what you've seen.
I mean, you guys asked that last year too. I don't really know. You know, like we're trying to be good on every possession, not just in, you know, certain quarters or parts of the game. So, you know, the guys do a good job of coming out of halftime ready to go. I think that definitely is the case, but other than that, I don't really know.
Can you speak to the New Year's Eve crowd and just the tradition that the Oklahoma State Thunder have with playing on New Year's Eve and how crazy it is? And are you going to be allowed to take a breath and tomorrow off? And
Allowed by who?
What is your plans for tonight and tomorrow?
Ash and I may make it to midnight. We may not, because our kids are not going to adjust, you know, tomorrow morning. So, great crowd, you know, great crowd, and it has been a great crowd here for, you know, a good stretch of games now. This string of home games, we've had a home court, and that buzz was in the building tonight. Certainly appreciative of that. We wish, you know, our fans that were at the game and back home Happy New Year as well, before I forget.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Harry.
Mark, you didn't turn them over the way you've been turning them over most teams. Why not? And how'd you still win going away without that edge that you usually have?
Well, I thought the shooting was obviously one of the things I was, you know, impressed with in Denver was like we made 12 threes, they made 10. So it wasn't like we just shot the ball. You know, we were hot, they weren't. I thought we manufactured a lot in that game. Tonight was a shot. It was a variance night. You know, there's nights where the other team makes shots and you don't. And tonight was a night we made shots and they didn't. They shot a lot of threes. I thought we contested a lot of them. I thought we did make them uncomfortable with some contests. and at our point of attack with the switching, like I mentioned, but you know, it's hard to explain that box score other than, you know, shooting variance on this night, because they were really clean with their turnovers, and they shot more free throws, and they shot more shots. They had a lot more offensive rebounds. But you know, it was a shot making night, plain and simple. But I did think we generated good ones.
Seems like, I mean, go ahead, Daniel. You talked about how guys don't want to just play one singular way, but no matter what way you guys play, it seems like the ball continues to move. Another game with 30 assists. What do you like about your guys' ball movement so far this season?
Well, I think it's about, like I said, being willing to move it early in possessions. It's about respecting good defense. You know, if there's good defense, you know, turning it and getting into different action. But a lot of it's just creating advantages. You know, like, it's hard to move the ball if you can't create an advantage. And you know, we've got guys that are on the gas and that create the initial advantage, and they've done a great job of moving it out of that advantage. And then we have guys that play quickly on the catch and maintain advantages and finish plays. And yeah, I think that's where you get, you know, the optics of ball movement. But you know, it starts with an advantage, and our guys have done a great job of working together to create those.
Mark, the bottom line, you know, the errant passes from Brooklyn, you know, out to the corners, and just the wide volume threes, they're just constantly driving and kicking. How much of that did you feel was maybe them, and then how much of that is maybe Chet at the rim kind of deterring some of that stuff?
That's their style. I mean, they're 6th in the league, I think, in 3-point attempts. So they're definitely a drive and kick team that wants to find jump shots. They're very comfortable playing like that. I do think he deters a lot when he's down there. Some plays that maybe they try to finish, they you know, kick out instead. But generally, you know, that's kind of who they are.
Mark, in the first quarter, the Nets came out strong. Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas combined for 25 points. The rest of the game, they score 17. What sort of adjustments, strategy, or factors went into slowing both those guys down to sort of, I don't know, hold down the fort?
I mean, some of it, I just thought we were, like I said, a little flat to start the game. We got Lou on Thomas a lot in the second quarter. I thought that was impactful. Once Thomas got going, I thought the switching was important with that. And then I thought, you know, going back to the first quarter thing, you know, us being able to, like, pace with them while they started like that was important, because it's a lot different of a game when, you know, you kind of start flat-footed defensively, but you're down by 3 at the end of the first quarter. You're up by 3. I don't know what it was, but it was a close game. You know, being able to steady that and not be down by 14 points and have to play from behind the whole night is important too. So I thought there were a lot of factors, but I did think we amped it up starting with that group in the second.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.